Hey guys, and welcome back to the Ducks and Dogs podcast. My name is Mike, here with my co-host Matt. How you doing today, Matt? Are you enjoying that new punter yet?
Yes, sir. We gotta replace the goat race porter at some point, right?
Hey, Oregon
Are
has a
we?
really good punter now.
Yeah, saw that. Are we recruiting analysts now? I think that's what I've learned from signing day. I think we're professionals.
Hey, we
24/7
called a
Sports.
good.
If you're listening, man, like,
What's up?
hit
Pick
us
up the
up.
Ducks and Dogs podcast. What's up? We called a good few. You called what's his name?
Ione.
Yeah, Big
Yeah, I
Ione.
called that to Penn State, and I mean, granted, he had been a UW block up until the night before, and I think there was only one guy that beat me to the punch on that one.
So I beat everyone to the punch on Jordan James. Everyone beat me to the punch on Dayuli, and Twitter let me know about it.
Yeah.
Who else did I have picked? I have Boardingham to Florida, which is not done yet, but let's be real, he's a Gator.
Yeah.
Andrew Paul to Georgia too. That was a good one. But signing day was fun if you were a Duck fan. How about y'all? Did y'all enjoy your signing day?
I can't say I had fun. Okay, let me rephrase that. It was fun as a college football fan. National Signing Day is like a holiday to me. Like, I love it. It's so dope to see where kids go. As a Husky fan, I was miserable.
How many people did you miss?
We were only in contention for Ione on signing day.
And
everybody else, and we lost them. Yeah.
Imagine if it wasn't for everybody getting fired at Arizona State, you would have the worst class in the Pac-12.
Like Arizona State, I think, is only as of right now, as of filming this, Washington's at 93. I think ASU's at 101. Which isn't that much of a gap. And Arizona State,
their entire staff got fired.
Just got slapped with whatever the hell they just got slapped with.
Nothing. And yet. They just self-discipline fired people. It was self-discipline firing.
I mean, I guess that's kind of a trickle-down effect.
It's Herm trying to save his job. It's Herm trying to save his job.
But that happening, and that's Arizona State's worst class in a decade. So, and we were like 8 spots off of that.
It's becoming a pattern for you guys. It's becoming a pattern for you guys.
Look, man, I'd go back to being 40 or 50 in a heartbeat over whatever the hell we're at now.
Hey, and I will say I do think Kalen DeBoer is a solid coach, but he's not known for recruiting.
He's not.
So it will be better next year, but like, how much better is it going to be?
I could confidently say they will be in the top 40 again. Like, confidently. And that you're laughing, but like, that's an improvement at this point.
But like, the fact is, I could see that being like a consistent where you're around like 30 to 40 range.
Yeah, that's not where you want to be. That's definitely not where you want to be.
Not with Lincoln Riley and Dan, not even Dan Lanning. With Lincoln Riley and Tosh Lupoy in your conference.
Yeah. And now Arizona and Stanford figuring it out, apparently.
Arizona just locked in one high school that happened to have a bunch of players.
Hey, I mean, if that high school consistently has talent, who knows?
They just had a 5-star this year, or a 4-star this year, and it helped a lot.
Yeah, true.
They got
8
players from that school. They did get Delora.
Does that count in the team rankings or no? Do they take transfers into account?
There is an overall one, and in the overall one, you guys aren't much higher.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't
Your
think
transfers
that's
aren't
a lot.
Highly respected.
The transfers are 3 stars, and we got a 4-star in Aaron Dumas with the transfers.
Dumas is solid. The rest
Dumas
of them are
solid. Cam Bright, he's solid. Come on now.
If he wasn't going to Washington, is he going to a Power 5 school?
Yes.
Where?
I don't know. He probably could play
Arizona?
A lot of places in the ACC because that's the conference he played in. Come on, he's solid, dude. You got to give it. He's good.
He's all right.
He's good.
ZTF Kirkland coming back. I don't know if that's a positive or a negative because you have a talented tackle right behind him.
People seem pretty excited about it. And it's good to have like leadership and older guys coming back for experience and all that. I get that.
No, I got tired of it.
I don't know if it's the best thing ever. If he does come back and he plays, I hope he does really well and does better than he did last season because his draft stock tanked.
I hate going on Twitter and seeing, he really handled Kayvon well. No, the fuck he did it.
helps when they weren't really isolated all that much. Granted, they battled a few times when they were 1-on-1, but it's a small sample size. You know what I mean?
It was a very small. There was like, oh yeah, KT didn't get through a whole lot. Yeah, when there's a tight end, running back, and 2 offensive linemen on him, he's not going to get through very much.
That's how game planning works. You really think like
he's not
even John Donovan wasn't stupid enough
to leave Kayvon
on 1. Even John Donovan.
You're saying he's not as stupid as Kyle Whittingham in the Pac-12 championship a couple years ago?
I don't know if I can give him that much credit. I don't know if I can give him that much credit.
But in 19, Whittingham left Kayvon 1-on-1 the entire game.
I know he did, but I don't know if I can give
that shit was
John Donovan that much credit.
You have a fucking 270-pound DN blocking punts. That's an issue.
Yeah, no, man. But ZTF, let's go back to ZTF because that's really the big one. I mean, he was on the fence for the past couple months. He's really good. Good leadership to have back on that defense. I wanted him on Oregon. Yeah, I mean, he was in talks to being in the transfer portal somewhere else in the conference for a while. I mean, him to UCLA had some serious smoke for a bit. Good to have him back. I mean, the staff has done enough to show him that like he likes the trajectory of where they're going. So, you know,
who's going to play quarterback? Is it going to be Penix or is it going to be Morris? Because I have heard no buzz around Heward, like when it comes to taking the starting job.
Well, there's no buzz around it because most people are expecting Penix is going to come in and get the job. But that's what most people are expecting.
I'm seeing some like actual like articles from these websites saying, "Oh, well, Dylan Morris is probably QB1 entering camp."
You need to link me them so that I can write them emails about how dumb they are and how they should be fired from their jobs. I just hope that unlike last season, there's an actual competition for the spot.
You and me both, buddy.
I pray that there is a competition for the spot. Because even if Penix gets the job in a competition, fine. If Sam Heward gets the job in a competition, fine. Dylan Morris gets the job in a competition.
Fuck.
Jump ship.
Matt, the Wazoo fan.
Even then, it's like, well, you know, like if he's really the best option, if he,
but what if they're just the best in practice?
Yeah, like, and I get games are different atmospheres, but you still should have a pretty general idea from an actual competition. You know, unlike last season where it was like, well, Dylan Morris started most of last year and had a winning record, so put him back in.
I do not enjoy our QB situation, but I am glad it's not your QB situation.
It's interesting to be sure because can't imagine Heward is going to be too happy if he's third on the depth chart.
He's going to portal if he's third.
Yeah, because if he's second, honestly, with
where he could portal to
Penix's history. Let me finish my thought before I even entertain what the bullshit you're about to spew. If he's 2 with Penix's injury history, like I don't doubt that he will deal with an injury at some point. So if he's 2, like, you know, they got to be confident in him. Hey, Heward, like, you're going to back up. Like, we want Penix to start because he's been in the system before, assuming they're running a DeBoer system, which is pretty obvious that they are going to try to. You know, but yeah. Anyways, say whatever the hell you think you're going to say.
If he goes back on the depth chart, obviously I don't see him leaving the West Coast. Would you?
No.
Okay. USC has Caleb Williams. If he wants to go and actually win games, where the fuck else is he going to go but Oregon?
Utah?
Kyle Whittingham probably retires once Cam Rice is done.
Isn't DTR a senior next year too?
Yeah. We will never fucking know what DTR is.
Yeah, true. He's
Cam Newton one game.
Junior.
He's Cam Newton one game, and then he's like Isaac Newton the next game.
Isaac.
That's
academically prowess right there, man.
Hey, UCLA is one of those schools, aren't they?
They are actually.
They're one of those schools.
They're up there academically. So.
They're up there athletically too, unlike another academic school.
Another academically prowess. Rowing. A real sport.
It sucks that y'all aren't good at anything. Like it's just Olympic sports. You have UCLA,
Hey.
USC, Stanford, and Oregon, and then Washington's okay.
Washington they're more of a distance team. They have a good amount of kids. I mean, the entire Pac-12 is an Olympic sport conference, pretty much.
For sure.
So there's that good volleyball, good softball.
They would smoke other teams in the Olympics. But the fact that they're in the Pac-12 makes them just like,
Yeah. They're still good. They send athletes every year.
Yeah, they send athletes.
Solid.
I'm talking about the college, like, winning titles and stuff. It's kind of doesn't help that you have UCLA, USC, and literal Tracktown, USA, right south of you.
Mm-hmm.
Rowing, though.
Rowing. Hey, and by some miracle, Mike Hopkins has coached a Washington basketball team to over 10 wins, to double digits. I cannot fathom it.
You have one player carrying that entire team.
Yeah, and I'm still impressed that it's happened because I thought he would have burned out by now.
He's balling. I'll give it to him.
But he is legit. Brown is legit, man. Holy cow.
Will Richardson for Pac-12 Player of the Year.
What's up?
Will Richardson for Pac-12 Player of the Year. Carlos was hyping it.
He's on the list.
Carlos is the biggest Oregon hater of all time, and he was hyping Will Richardson for Pac-12 Player of the Year. Man's going nuts. He's going bonkers. And watch. Wow, who do we play tonight? Hold on 1 second. Matt, who do y'all play?
Cal.
Are you going to beat Cal?
I mean, last time we played him, we beat him by pretty comfortably.
Me. We had to go play at Colorado, and we haven't won at Colorado in 9 years.
Colorado's still not that legit. Washington beat them last week.
Dude. They just beat us.
Still.
And we're playing in Colorado. Dylan Brooks did not win in Colorado.
I guess, dude. I don't know. UCLA Arizona's on tonight, though. Holy cow! Talk about that one.
Oh, that's gonna be fun.
That's some fun basketball.
The second and third best team in the conference behind Oregon.
I'm so sure.
I mean, we beat UCLA.
They don't have the head-to-head. I'll agree with you there.
And we play a brutal end of year schedule, man.
It's gruesome. What? It's the gauntlet of Arizona, UCLA, USC, right?
Colorado, Arizona, UCLA, USC.
UCLA will have fallen from grace by then, right?
I think we'll be the one who knocked them from grace.
I could see that.
They
kind of had their high.
How shocked would you be if Dana Altman starts this season this bad and goes undefeated on that 4-game stretch? What Dana Altman type shit would that be?
That is like Dana Altman on crack. Like something. Like that's beyond normal for him.
And for him. Is that out of the realm of your thing? Like, is that that out of reach?
Dude, Colorado, Arizona, and UCLA, it has to be, right? It has to be, right?
And USC.
Right? And USC, it has to be, right?
Go get a Rubik's Cube.
I'm not gonna hold my breath because
I will never. I've gotten pissed at this Oregon basketball team so many times. I will never bet against Dan Altman ever again. I did it once and did not feel good.
Yeah, I am not gonna hold my breath because he'll find a way to do it.
He's fucking Dana Altman. You know what he does?
He aligns Rubik's Cubes. We know.
Mike Hopkins, you know what he does? He does not align Rubik's Cubes.
He's not aligned Rubik's Cubes. He has a winning record somehow. I still cannot believe it.
Y'all are going to keep him another year?
That's what I'm saying. People are like, oh, UW's winning. I'm like, no, you don't understand. This means Mike Hopkins is going to be here another half decade.
You know what that also means?
You don't understand.
You know what that also means? Jen Cohen's not getting fired.
Please.
Let me add to your pain. The first blue chip recruit out of Washington signed to Oregon the other day in a long time. I love it.
Yeah.
I love it here.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And that's just going to be the beginning.
The final thread that was very loosely being held on to is finally cut.
Tosh Lupoy said, fuck your chicken strips.
Yeah.
Man. Did you see?
Anyways.
Oh, we have a touchdown. Caleb Williams is a Trojan.
Yeah. Ain't that some shit?
They have the best quarterback and running back in the conference.
Yeah. We've been talking about them potentially being overrated. They now have the talent to be
an 8-win team, 9-win team.
Yeah.
I think they lose 3, maybe 4 games. But
I could see them going 9-3. I can very confidently see them going 9-3. Whether that wins the South, I don't know. I have to look at the other teams' schedules, but
I think there's only 2 teams in the conference that I would very strongly believe beat USC, and that's just because of how their rosters are built, and that's Utah and Oregon.
Yeah.
Because Utah and Oregon are going to maul them in the trenches.
And I think with the nature of the Pac-12, they drop a game they shouldn't, because that's just kind of how the conference works at this point. So
you want to Pac-12, DTR is going to do it to them.
I could see it. I could very easily.
No, you know
see
what would
it.
be Pac-12? Arizona does it to them.
Yeah, I was gonna say Arizona goes 6-6 next year with one of their wins being against USC.
They got Jaden Delora and hella wide receivers now. I don't know what to think.
I don't know either, and I don't think they're gonna be bad next year.
I think they're gonna be bad, but not that bad.
They competitive in the sense
Washington
that like
was this year.
Yes, I agree. I actually agree with that.
Which
they
is
will be
a
better.
huge step up from what they were.
Yeah. Granted, they almost beat Washington last year.
Speaking of Washington, were you a part of those Twitter spaces, Matt?
No, I was not.
They're expecting 10 wins.
10
wins?
Look, okay. Here's my deal, okay?
Expecting.
I get that that's... I get that, like, that's where we want to be. And, like, last year, like, at least with the talent roster, you could justify it to an extent, right? Like, you could justify it. We went 4-8 last year
and lost.
Or I guess UW. I don't play for the team.
I say,
but
fuck those annoying cunts who don't like that shit. Or fuck them.
You gotta touch. Even if you hit a home run, you still gotta touch all the bases, right?
A home run for you guys would be 10 wins.
You can't skip the bases. Like, let's not jump from 4-8 all the way to 10 or 11 wins. Let's be a bit more realistic here. I get that's what we want, and that's obviously what you're rooting for is for an undefeated season. Nobody wants their team to lose every game, right? Like, that's not how being a fan works.
You never want your team to lose, but like you could also be realistic.
Let's have some perspective. Like, let's make improvement. Let's have a winning record. Let's be competitive.
Go to a bowl game.
Seriously, like, if you want to get back on top, you have to be willing to take a year or two to recollect, especially after the catastrophe that was last season and this recruiting cycle.
Yeah, I think you should be hoping for 7 wins, which is either you get 7 wins in the regular season and lose the bowl, or you get 6 and win your bowl. I think that would be acceptable. I could see you guys winning 8 games.
Yeah.
But I think 7 wins is where I would set the over-under.
I think anything above 7 is really, really good. And
7
anything
is
below
good. Anything
below 6 is bad.
Yeah, 6 or 7 and you should be okay.
And that's what I'm saying.
8 and
again,
static.
I'm not saying that's what I necessarily want, because I want them to be better than 7 and 5, obviously. But like, let's set some realistic expectations here. I don't know, man. Like, I learned my lesson last year with blowing smoke, because I mean, there were even like professional, like, sports writers that were blowing smoke for Washington. Yeah. Which, granted, he had that pick in 2016 when they made the playoffs, so everybody thought he was the Pied Piper. I mean, he was the Pied Piper with that pick for everybody in Washington anyways. And I drank the Kool-Aid. I put a graphic on Twitter, if you remember, that I promptly deleted 4 weeks into the season. Like, I'm not drinking that Kool-Aid anymore, man. I'm not gonna.
Those guys are telling me you're gonna go from 4 wins, so you'd have to beat either one of Michigan State or Oregon.
Mm-hmm.
I think those 2 next season would be fairly much guaranteed losses.
I think Michigan State is more winnable than Oregon, honestly.
Yeah, agreed, because they're losing some stuff.
And I think matchup-wise, Michigan State's actually not a bad matchup for Washington.
They just added Broussard, and y'all can't stop the run to save your life. But yeah.
Yeah. But I still think they match it better than Oregon does.
Yeah, because if you go down the line, if we're being 100% realistic, you go down the line position with Trent McDuffie and Homeboy gone, Oregon's better than you probably at every single position besides maybe one. Like,
yeah, a lot of those rooms are competitive. But yeah.
Corner's probably close because both are going to be inexperienced. Defensive line, close. Oregon. Offensive line, Oregon. Linebackers, Oregon. Running backs,
linebackers.
running backs, Oregon. Tight ends, close.
Close.
Wide receivers, I'd say close. Oregon, probably.
Close also. Yeah. Close also. That wide receiver room is pretty stacked for Washington now.
I know Washington fans are going to want to say close, but Bo Nix being our floor is much better than Michael Penix being your floor or Dylan Morris being your floor.
I was going to say Dylan Morris is their floor, buddy.
They're all floors. So, like, albeit we are mad at our quarterback situation, it's miles.
I don't think we know enough about the QB situation to make an accurate pick, honestly. If you're looking on paper,
either one.
If you're looking on paper, Oregon does have the advantage.
Yeah,
I can say that. Yeah.
Well, if you ask me, if you're looking on paper, Sam Heward is the advantage. But
but also that's
paper.
Assuming that
that's paper. That's paper. That's paper. So, like,
I think with experience, well, if you're going off of experience, then it's Bo Nix, because dude's been in the SEC as a starting quarterback for however long now, and Heward's got the talent, obviously, but dude played in one game and threw 4 interceptions. I understand that's not an accurate representation, but like,
it was bad.
Again, on paper,
that's
what you got on paper. Yeah.
I
don't know, man.
Now, I won't go all the way like some Duck fans and say he's already a bust, but he is not as good as I expected him to be, because with as good as I pegged him, there's no way you throw 4 picks in one game.
No. Again, sample size and circumstance.
For sure.
I don't think
but I had him above
any
Caleb
quarterback
Williams
would cook in that system.
I had him above guys like Caleb Williams in them. So, like, it's hard sell. Hard sell.
We will need to see. And his first showing was not impressive. But if he gets some confidence in the DeBoer system, he's a pretty good fit for that system. He can really thrive. But again, we have to see. I'm not going to say anything is set in stone.
Yeah. Speaking of Twitter Spaces, by the way, I just left an Oregon Twitter Space where
was that the one Lack was hosting?
Yes. Yeah, shout out Lackavelli on Twitter.
True.
So one of the guys in the space, this man, we're talking about Caleb Williams.
Yeah.
He said, how you know Caleb Williams the best quarterback in the conference? How you know he better than Ty Thompson? Can we be real? There's 2 quarterbacks in the country better than Caleb Williams?
Yeah, he's good.
I know Ty Thompson is talented as all hell, but what?
Also, again, sample size. Ty Thompson played in 1 game last year.
1 drive, pretty much.
Drive, yeah. Like, he didn't even play a full game.
We
have less of a sample size of Ty Thompson than Sam Heward.
Yeah, because Mario likes to play running backs at quarterback.
Mm-hmm. Hope that works at Miami for him.
Yeah, but they will not listen. I'm telling them. I think Tyler Van Dyke is really good, but I think he's going to not look very good under Mario Cristobal.
Yeah. That program, I think, is going to be worse off than people realize.
For the first couple years.
Yeah.
Once Mario gets those French monsters in there and a running back in there, they good.
Mm-hmm. It's going to be a project, though.
Yeah. They're not built for Mario's system right now.
No.
Also,
not at all.
Missing Dave Iuli didn't help.
That didn't. Yeah, no. How's that recruiting going, Mario? What did
everyone,
they end with the cycle?
Better than us, 17th.
Really? Wow. Okay. Well, I guess that was kind of their only miss.
They stole some players from Florida and from other schools like that. Mario is going to be up.
Oh, they're 15 right now, just based on.
I put in a crystal ball for Cormani McClain to them. Cormani McClain.
That's fair.
I'm going to say this way ahead of time. He's going to be better than Derwin James.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. That's pretty bold.
I played against Derwin James.
Yeah.
He's going to be better than him. I love Derwin. Seen him at Walmart the other day. Cool as hell. Love him. Cormani's something different.
He's that guy. He must be that guy then.
Freshman, 9 interceptions.
That's disgusting.
You know what's crazy too? They had to target him because the guy on the other side of him was a 5-star too.
Oh Lord.
Sam McCall, 5-star, Florida State. Mm-hmm. And now the other DB who's taking Sam McCall or taking Cormani's spot while Cormani takes Sam's spot just got an Oregon offer. Man's nice too. He got a USC offer. He got a Florida offer. Bama offer. That kid Cormani going to Miami, and that's going to be a big dub for Mario.
Yeah. That'd be huge.
I hope Mario succeeds. I know Miami fans and Oregon fans be beefing on Twitter because Oregon fans are salty that Mario left. But come on, bro, grow up.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Grow up. We might even be better at recruiting now than we were with Mario. So what are you mad about?
Yeah.
Let's be real. Roster management can't be worse.
People are gonna look at this class, even though Lanning had like a month
and no spots.
Yeah. And he still pulled it off, moving them up like what, 40 spots?
From 58 to top 25.
Yeah, they're at 25 at the moment.
And if you go overall, I think it's 19.
Yes. Overall, let me check, is 22.
22. Okay.
Yep.
But either way, from 58 to 22, I can live with that every day and twice on Sundays. And you landed Florence and Yuli. There wasn't a lot of guys left. It was the second signing day.
I would also just like to announce, while we're looking at overall rankings, the University of Washington, with overall, so accounting for transfers, has now jumped Oregon State and is number 70. We've hit top 70. They did it. They did it. They jumped another. They did it. They jumped another Pac-12 school.
They jumped their big brother.
Let's go, dude. Oh, wait, no. Arizona State is actually ahead of them in overall, so they are still 11th in the pack, I believe, with overall ranking.
That's tough.
That is tough.
I will say this. I know, obviously, it's too early to tell, and hindsight will be 20/20 on this take. You should have hired Jonathan Smith. Either way, we'll see how DeBoer does, but
yeah,
that's just my thought.
I would have not been upset with that hire. I like Jonathan Smith a lot.
I think you build more hype with Jonathan Smith than you do with Kalen DeBoer.
Probably.
Outside of our buddy Fish Spinners in the group chat who loves DeBoer.
My boy Fish Spinners.
Shout out Matt. We love you, Matt.
Yes, sir. But holy cow, man. Like, I guess we're kind of closing this episode off pretty soon. I will say this. I think the Pac-12 is going to be very competitive next year.
Oh, yeah.
Just looking at a lot of these rosters and recruiting, and holy cow, I'm really excited for the Pac-12 next year for football. I got to be honest.
It's going to be really nice. Jonathan Smith is a great coach. We don't know how he is as a coach yet, but Oregon is going to be recruiting like a motherfucker. Yeah,
well, I mean, just with the hires alone, Oregon and USC are always going to be in the conversation, and their talent. Like, come on, like they're that good. They're going to bring a lot of attention to the conference next year, and you're going to see the Oregon States on the rise. I think you're going to see a rise from Stanford. I think you're going to see UCLA stay up there.
I got a hot take for you. Yeah. UCLA made Chip fire his buddy at DC, and now I think UCLA really turns it around. What was the main thing holding them back?
I heard some smoke for that. Yeah, I did hear that.
The main thing holding them back was that defensive coordinator. Their offense is really good.
The offense is really good. Yeah,
and he can recruit when he feels like it.
Yeah. He's got some good pieces in place to help him out with that too.
For sure.
Over at UCLA.
It'll be interesting to see. The Pac-12 is loaded. It is a really bad time to have just got over Jimmy Lake.
Yes, I agree.
Worst timing possible to have had a guy like Jimmy Lake.
Yep. If this would have happened a year or two down the road, then it would
a year or two ago. It would have been
a year or two ago, yes.
It would have been so much better. But you walk into Dan Lanning is our head coach. I know this, but when it comes to recruiting and building a program, you walk into Tosh Lapoy and Lincoln Riley.
Yeah.
That's not fun.
No.
That's not fun. They don't call Tosh doesn't have nicknames about recruiting for no reason.
Yeah.
Xbox Tosh and Moneybacks Tosh and
Xbox.
Did you hear what he said about Lincoln?
I didn't.
Oh, somebody asked him about Lincoln, so he didn't just bring it up for no reason.
Yeah, okay.
And he was talking about the national championship game when he was the defensive coordinator at Alabama. He said, yeah, this really good player named Kyler Murray, and they were up 28-0, but he got real close to winning that game.
I love it. Bro, these coaches are, like yesterday, were on fire. You see Jimbo Fisher and all that.
Jimbo made some... Now, Jimbo... Yeah, damn liar. We know damn well you have some big NIL deals you're hiding, for one. You're a damn lie. But two, he made some good fucking points. Nick Saban, Lincoln Riley, and Kirby Smart complaining about NIL. Did Bryce Young get $1 million?
It's a bit rich, If there are schools, if there's like some group of 5, if
Kalen DeBoer was saying it's one thing.
yeah, it would be like, okay, like I can see why you're upset because come on, like there's no way that dude is going to.
You're telling me you got 7 5-stars with no money bags? And Lane Kiffin, you're at fucking Ole Miss and you're complaining about. Do you know what Ole Miss is most famous for? It's getting caught.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, we don't have the resources. Are you just mad they're doing it now too?
Yeah, I don't know, man.
It's not their fault. The one you paid busted.
I could definitely see where Jimbo's coming from with that.
For sure. But also, you a damn lie, Jimbo. You a damn liar.
And if he doesn't know, then the assistants are doing a really good job of hiding it from him.
Matt. If he doesn't know.
Yeah.
If he doesn't know.
Hey, maybe he does it. Let's give him the benefit of the doubt.
What? So, we know, obviously, Shepard is going to be your favorite hire on your team, right?
Yes.
Who do you think will be the longest tenured person on this staff, even if head coaches change or whatever? Who's somebody who could stick around? Because I'm gonna keep it real with you, Sheridan. If Notre Dame or Ohio State come calling, you're losing Shepard.
Yeah, I think Sheridan.
Sheridan?
I believe he is the tight ends coach.
He's the tight ends coach?
Yeah.
So we happened to get really lucky. Mm-hmm. Whoever in the Northwest hired him was going to keep him for life. I think Tosh Lupoy's a lifer if he doesn't suck.
Yeah.
If Washington would have hired, I'd say the same thing. He would have been a lifer if he doesn't suck. He's from Seattle, actually.
Yeah.
His wife's from Oregon, and he's from Seattle.
Yeah.
And Oregon's paying him $1.7 million. He's not going nowhere.
Yeah, no, that's set.
He's chilling. And if Lanning ever does leave, he's first in line. Tosh Lupoy.
Mm-hmm.
That's
not a bad hire for them.
How do you think he would do as a head coach? If we just had to go out on a whim, even if it's not Oregon, if he's at a Power 5, one of the Oregon's not a blue blood, but I'd say they're a blue chip program.
Depends.
If you know what I mean by that.
Depends. I think I get what you're saying.
So if he's at a blue chip program, like one of the ones you look at really favorably as a whole program, how would you, if you had to guess, just like, you just had to fully guess, how do you think he does as a head coach?
I think it depends on his involvement on the play calling or as like an actual coach. Because if he's more that manager type, I think he would do really well. I think if he gets the right support staff around him, he would do really well. I mean, you could say that about anybody, I guess, but him especially. I think if he's mostly just in charge of recruiting and some maintenance and obviously defensive side of the ball, like he'll be fine. If he's trying to, muddle around a bit in the offensive play calling, if he's trying to like have things done his way, I'm not so sure.
Now he could say, I want my offense to play this way, but as long as he just leaves it to that, that's fine.
I guess so, yeah. I think he would do pretty well. I don't think he would be like a playoff coach, at least not right away. It would take some time for him to get
Unless
there.
He took over a roster.
Yes, exactly. I think that he would be a winning coach.
Like, would I have been that upset? I would have originally, obviously, because I thought there was better candidates. If he was hired as our head coach this go around, would I have been that upset? After a while, probably not. To start off, I'd be like, motherfucker.
Yeah. They're also bringing in a pretty good roster, too. He'd have that to his benefit.
Oh, yeah. Well, I'm saying if he goes anywhere.
Yeah.
But, yeah, he's a solid coach.
He'd be serviceable. I think he'd do a pretty decent job at head coach at
Dillingham can talk his ass off. Dude
talks, man.
He could talk, and he's good at it.
That dude talks. He is a media man.
And I did not like the hire, but like it's hard to not like him.
Yeah.
It's really hard. That whole it's Oregon. You're wearing it on your bro. That shit was he delivered it really smooth. I know a lot of people are like, oh, that's cringe.
He definitely fits the Oregon brand of Flash for sure.
Yeah.
It's a good fit.
One more thing before we get out of here. There were Oregon fans on the timeline saying that Lane Kiffin does not fit Oregon at all. How the fuck does that make sense?
Pulling up to Oregon in the Dior ones, man.
Man wears all Nike tracksuit with Nike Air Force Dior ones in a Maybach, but he would be bad at Oregon because of optics. He literally is a human version of the University of Oregon. And they say
Yeah,
they
no.
see the picture.
You want a culture fit at Oregon?
It's Lane Kiffin.
Lane Kiffin's your guy, dude.
Dude, bro, there are literally Oregon fans on the timeline saying that the picture of him standing with that recruit looking down in a hoodie behind the Maybach is bad optics.
Since what has that mattered?
How is
What has
that
that
bad
been
optics?
a thing? Yeah.
He's in a hoodie looking down.
All the old heads, man. I swear. Has to be, right? Has to be.
So I was of the mindset that there was some racial undertones to that because he doesn't. It's because he acts more urban.
In Oregon, shocker.
Yeah, in Oregon. Now Eugene is not a place where you would see a lot of that, but once you get right outside of Eugene, that's where you start seeing all that.
Yeah, you step outside of that, or you go anywhere east. Oh man, good luck.
But if you have anything to do with the University of Oregon, you're like a god.
Yeah.
So, and it's pretty obvious if you're not white, you probably there's nothing but white people right outside of Eugene is all white people.
You're definitely getting looks. You're definitely getting looks.
Mm-hmm. Man, I had teachers probably read off my last name and give me a look. Why you playing?
What's this word on the sheet here? Am I reading this right?
What did it say? No, but I do love Oregon as a state, but it is very sketch. You need to live in a populated area.
Yeah, you
Don't
go
live in the
outside of
country.
Portland, or you go outside of like Eugene,
Salem, even.
Salem, yeah, it's
Yeah. Stay near the touristy spots, pretty much.
yeah.
Tillamook, Coos Bay, maybe Coos Bay.
Even Tillamook is kind of.
You got to stay inside of Tillamook. You can't be on the outskirts. You got to be on the inside of Tillamook. But yeah, Oregon fans on Twitter have been wilding. I need the season to come back so they shut up. But that Husky Faces was fun, man. That Husky Faces was hilarious.
From what it sounds like, I'm glad I did not join.
Oh, it was so fucking fun. You know what's the funniest shit ever is? Hearing Husky fans, because obviously they didn't accept any Oregon fans up to talk. For obvious reasons. Well, but hearing Husky fans say, yeah, when he's competing with the juggernauts of USC and Oregon, you don't be saying that when we arguing on the timeline. We a juggernaut now, huh? When you making excuses for your
nobody
staff.
wants to admit it, dude. Come on, you should know that. Nobody's gonna actually admit it, but behind closed doors, it's like, oh well.
We'll admit that USC is about to be good.
Yeah,
except for one or two Duck fans who think Ty Thompson's better than Caleb Williams somehow, but that's something else.
That's something.
So Matt, we got basketball. Y'all play Cal. Who's winning?
Washington.
And
I would take UW +2.
+2.
I'm gonna go.
Is that the spread?
Huh?
Is that the spread?
Yeah, +2.
+2. Let me find the spread of the Oregon Colorado game. I'm going to take UW +2 as well.
Yeah.
Let me
that seems almost too easy to me, in my opinion, because I think Washington will beat Cal by 10 points.
What does Vegas know that we don't? Oregon is favored by 2.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess that makes
Oregon
sense.
-2. Who you got?
Yeah. I think Oregon wins that game. I think it's close. I'm probably taking Oregon like 78-75.
I'm taking Colorado +2, but Oregon to win.
Okay.
So like a 1-point game.
Yeah. We could see that. And
Will
I think
Richardson for 3 to end the game.
There you go. That'd be
calling
fun.
it right now. Calling it right now. And if it happens,
and I think
Mike knows ball.
Mike knows ball. UW wins by 10 points, I think, at least. I would go UW 70. It was pretty one-sided last time they played.
You still have Mike Hopkins, though, so don't oversell yourself.
Good. You know what? Good point. I'm still taking UW 72-61.
I have you guys like 72-78.
Okay. I can live with that.
Fair enough.
Can't wait for them to lose by 30 somehow. It's going to be great.
Oh, God, that would be wonderful.
Awesome.
I can't wait for Oregon to lose for the millionth time in a row in Colorado. Thank you guys for watching this episode of the Ducks and Dawgs podcast. Leave a like, share it with your friends, or don't. Fuck you.
That's fine. Yeah, whatever.
But we do appreciate you guys listening, especially if you got to the end of this video. Go Ducks. There's not much going on. It's the off season, so it's about to be basketball time for us. Well, for Oregon, and like a month
Shooty
it
hoops,
won't be
baby.
basketball time for y'all.
Yes,
no
sir.
more. Oh wait, y'all might make the NIT.
True.
Holy shit!
Big money moves, man.
Big money moves.
Let's go.